Good afternoon, traders. Welcome back to Trading Wars. How are you guys doing today? All right. So we're going to be doing a detailed options recap, and we're going to be having some fun, and we're going to be learning. All right. So I see a lot of people are here already. I'm so excited to have you today. The first thing we're going to do is just let me know, type in the chat where you're tuning in from tonight. I love to see how many people are from the West Coast and how many people are from the East Coast. So it could help me when I'm doing the videos to make sure that I'm catering to everyone. So please type in where you're at, and I'll share some of your names on the screen here. So we got Johnny B from Chicago, Texas for Ganesan, Rupin, Los Angeles, Badge Sidhu from Vancouver, Canada, Casey, Dallas, Steven, Toronto. There's a lot of Canadians. Awesome. Ricardo, Miami, California. So we have a good mix here. LA, Virginia. All right. We got a good, solid mix. So the purpose of this meeting today, friends, is to talk about the drilling down method and how to get better prices on your option plays. And let's go to the picks today and let's talk about each one of them. And I hope that I can add some value to you today. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go here. So these are the picks that I have for the week, right? So on Monday, we had Visa, Oxy, Apple, and American Airlines. So Apple actually had a continuation today. So you see this, guys? Apple had a beautiful continuation today. So when we bought calls on Monday, you see we bought calls right here in this bar. We bought calls. So if you're using the breakout method, you could have bought the calls right when we broke out right there, or you could have bought them somewhere intraday using the drill down method, which we talked about yesterday. And then look, today is the second day of continuation. So, I mean, that's a freebie for you guys right there. I hope some of you played that with me, and that was a really, really nice play. Okay, so let's start off here. Let me know if you guys played the Apple play with me on Monday and see if we got that. See how many of you are following along. Oxy was another one. So Oxy, here was the inside bar, and then we played it on Monday, and then we had day 2 continuation. So hit me with a 1 if you played Oxy, Apple, or Visa, because Visa also had a second day of continuation, right? So we had the double inside bar, we had the breakout, and then the continuation. So you bought those calls on Monday, okay? And then we had the second day continuation. Honestly, the amount of money that I've given away in just those calls is actually just insane. It's actually insane when I think about it. American Airlines is the only one that kind of did nothing, and it is what it is. So 3 out of 4, that's good. And honestly, I'm very happy that we had some successful winners, and I'm giving it to you guys for free. And what I want from you today is, if you're not subscribed, you hit the subscribe button, and if you can drop a like on this video, please do that, because if I can teach through YouTube and hit a bigger platform, then it's going to help me a lot. All right. So if you guys don't mind doing that, please do that for me. And actually, when I look at these plays back right now, it's actually ridiculous. Like, these plays that I'm giving you guys is actually ridiculous. Like, it's actually insane. Like, look at those plays. Like, that's actually just disgusting. Okay. So let's continue. So we had Intel. PayPal, Coca-Cola, and Morgan Stanley today. All right. So we're going to start off with Intel, and I marked up the charts, and we're going to look at them together. And actually, let's hit the market replay. Let's see if I can do that. 9:30. See if I can do that. Okay, here we go. Market replay. Okay. So let me get rid of the fib too. Let me get rid of everything. Okay. I want to do it with you guys together. Have an interactive session. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to draw the previous day's high and the previous day's low. All right, guys, save your questions to the end. Okay, guys, save your questions to the end. We'll talk about them at the end. Okay, so let's draw the high and the low for Intel for the inside bar. Okay, so like, as you guys can see, the lines that I use are not exactly on the high or the low, and that's just one of the methods I developed through time that I like better. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna hit play. I already have the lines here. We're gonna hit play. Okay, so the first bar. So we have to ask ourselves a few things. Where are we opening, and where are we in relation to the previous day's high? Okay, so we are opening near the previous day's high. So with that being the case and the previous day being an inside bar, we can assume that if we squeeze through the previous day's high, we can break out, right? Or we can break out and fail, right? So one of those two things can happen, or we can just go sideways. Okay, so let's go next. Okay, so here we go. So now let's read the high of this bar, 55.96. The high of this bar was 55.96. This is what we call a tweezer top. Do you see how this candle becomes dark green? So this is something called the tweezer scanner. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys here. You go to indicator and you can just type in tweezer scanner. And I think it's this one. Okay, but basically what I'm trying to show you guys here is these two candles have the exact same high. All right, so let's think about this together. Let's think about this together. Okay, so if I go down to a lower time frame, we can see this better. Okay, so let's go down. Okay, so we're on the 1 minute together. So here was the first 1 minute bar. We made a high. We came to 55.96. We dropped all the way down to 55.74. We came back all the way to 55.96. But look what happened here. When we came back to 55.96, we couldn't break it. So obviously there was a big short seller right here. We came to the exact same price. Look at this, 55.96. Look at this, 55.96. And then when we go to the 5 minute, we can see this visually as a tweezer top. Okay, so if you're on a lower time frame than the 5 minute, when you get this rejection here, this is exactly at the same high. You can take the short right here. Okay, and your stop loss, you can put it above the previous day's high. That's option one. Okay, so this is if you took puts. Like, I'm trying to show you guys all the possible trades. I would just want to teach you. Okay, so that's one play right there. And then if you took that short, go next, boom, look at that big selling right there. All right, so imagine if you caught that with puts right there. You take that short right there, bam, and that would be on the concept we call the tweezer top. Okay, it doesn't happen too often, but it's very powerful when it does. Okay, so hit me with a 1 if you're following me so far on trading opportunity 1. And let me just write that down here. Trading opportunity 1, tweezer top. Great. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it up here. And then we are going to just draw an arrow. Okay, now what do we do next? So we're starting to retrace. We're dropping. But we have not broken the previous day's low yet. Okay, so what we can do is we can draw the intraday fib. Take the fib from the low of the previous day to the high of the previous day and pull it across the screen. Okay, so this, my friends, is what we call a 786 algo fill. Okay, this is straight from my book. 786 algo fill. So in order to take this trade, so this is where the calls come from. This is the call play. Okay, so what you do here is you can, so when we're coming, you can have a limit order on the 618 and on the 786 on any one of them that you want, or you can use your calls and split it out. You can do half of a call, like half of your position here, half of your position here, half of your position here. And and this is what we call averaging in to your position. That's a very high level professional style of trading. We call it averaging into your play. Okay, and you know your stop loss is going to be the previous day's low. So if you have a limit order on the 786, you get filled at the bottom, or you can wait for the candle to close if you want the confirmation. But you have to remember, if you wait for the candle to close, you're going to get worse premium price. Okay? Right? And then from this point on, that's it. Like, I already know what's next. We saw the chart already, right? So that's it. So we had the tweezer top. We had the 786 algo fill. And then there's actually one more that I talked about yesterday. And this is what we call the measured move short. So let me get rid of these and I'll show you what that is. So this is what we call the measured move short, where this is leg A, pull back, and then we trade to the extension. So the completion is usually around the 272 or the 50, somewhere here. If it's really squeezing, it'll just keep going forever. But this is always a good place to try a short. Okay, so what you do here is you have a limit order on the 272 with a stop loss above the 618 or the 50, whichever one you want to use. And then you can just buy puts right here into the close. So that's another beautiful play. And this strategy teaches you how to take what we call false breakouts. So this is a false breakout. You see how we broke above the previous day and then we came back in? So this is for those traders that want to trade the reversal setups. This is a reversal setup. So there's a very good risk to reward when you trade a reversal setup because you're trying to catch the top. Okay, and there's a good way to do that using the Fibonacci. All right, so those are the 3 good plays. Anytime after 12 or 1 o'clock, you don't want to be trading because it's going to come into chop and it's going to be premiums are going to get manipulated. So you don't want to be there. You want to be in the first part of the day. Okay, so hit me with a 1 if you guys understand that. And the mindset of the trader, what you need to be thinking is, okay, there I see all the ones. The mindset of the trader is what you need to be thinking. You need to be telling yourself, I'm going to take attempts. Okay, I'm going to take attempts at these plays. You see what I'm saying, guys? I don't know if it's going to work. You don't know if it's going to work. Wall Street doesn't know if it's going to work. Your favorite guru doesn't, Furu or whoever does not know if it's going to work. But we need to think as a trader. So when we see the opportunities, we say, hey, I got a 60% shot. I'm going to put in 1% of my capital here, and I'm going to see where it goes. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. I want it not to work so you can learn. Because the real part of trading is when it doesn't work, that you protect your capital. So if it doesn't work, you protect your capital, you move on to the next setup. Okay? So, and then for those who've been following me for a long time, if we have a 2-to-1 risk to reward and we take 100 trades, how many trades do we need to win out of 100 in order to be profitable? So what do you guys think? How many trades do we need to win out of 100 with a 2-to-1 risk to reward in order to be profitable? 34. There we go. So you guys know. Okay, so you see all of those opportunities that I gave you there. If you take 100 of those opportunities, right? You just need to win 34 of those 100 in order to make money. So we're not dealing with something complicated. We're not dealing with rocket science. The only problem is that some of you don't have the chart experience. So you need to spend time backtesting, and you need to spend time with somebody like me that can teach you this and walk you through it. And you need to watch the YouTube videos. That's all you need to do. You need more chart time, right? That's all you need. Once you've seen it enough times, it'll be the same thing over and over again. So let's go on to the next one. All right, let's go on to the next one. So PayPal. Okay, so I already have it drawn out because I don't want to take too long. I don't want to take too long. I know I already did one of these yesterday, and I don't want to waste your guys' time. So PayPal, first bar, 930. So look at this, how beautiful this is. The 930 bar is sitting on the 50%. It comes down, it tags the 50%, and then it's gone. This is what we call an algorithm buy. Okay, another one. So this is right here. So when you're taking these plays, you can either wait for the candle to close and then take the orb, take the opening range breakout, or you can have a limit order on the 50. Okay, so taking a limit order on the 50, you get in there, or you take the breakout there, or look how many inside bars came. So you can take any one. So you can take any one of these inside bars and just put a stop at the low of the day, which is that first 5-minute bar. You put the stop down here. So you buy the calls here, put the stop down here, and that's it. That's literally all you have to do. Okay, so you take a chance here. You know the 50% fib is there. You take a chance here. You take the orb. You take an inside bar, whatever. Put the stop down here. That's it. Let it go. If it doesn't work, cut your losses. Beast Mode 1384 with the $2. Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you have any specific questions, brother, just post them there in the chat. And then the last thing here, the last trade on the day was this retest of the previous day high. So here was the previous day's high. And as you can see, like this happens a lot in trading. All right. This is what we call, like a lot of people on Twitter, you know, they do the break and retest method, right? So here we go. So here's the breakout. Here's the retest. It doesn't touch it exactly, but you have a confirmation candle right there. So if you missed all of these, you can take the option calls right here. If you try to short, maybe somewhere over here, it's too late in the day. It's already 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I wouldn't try that. Later in the day, you don't want to because you're going to get stuck with a position potentially. All right. So this one pretty straightforward. Like you take the orb, like you guys know how to do the orb. You know how to do the fib. You know how to do the inside bar. Very simple. Let's go to the 15. Okay. You could have also just taken, look at this beautiful plays here on the 15. If the 5 minute is too quick for you, look at this. First 15-minute bar, we have some beautiful inside bars right here. Look at this one right here. You take the break above that inside bar, put a stop at the low of the day. That's a home run trade on options. Very, very beautiful. There's so many opportunities, and I don't understand why some people are like spreading hate about it. Like there's so much opportunities as long as you're willing to learn. Okay. Hit me with a 1 if we're comfortable on PayPal. Got my brother right here. See me with the 199 super sticker. Appreciate you, brother. This guy's been following me for a while, guys. I really appreciate those longtime followers that show me support. I really thank you guys for being here. All right, 1. Andrea said she did it on stock. Andrea is one of my students, guys. So whenever she types, I'm gonna shout her out. Okay, she's doing an amazing job. So Andrea said did it on stocks and not options. Exactly. And like I said yesterday, guys, if you're not comfortable with the options, then just go to the stock. Okay, if you're not comfortable with the options, then go to the shares because the shares don't have time decay, and buy a little bit of the shares and practice, right? Just take a little bit of, even if you buy one share and learn the process. Don't expect to make money tomorrow if you haven't put the time in today. Okay, let's move on. Coca-Cola. So this Coca-Cola, there was, it was basically just a ripper. It just ripped, right? And in this case here, right, the first bar is actually a hammer right here, the 930. So if you took the opening range breakout here on this bar, this would have been a short, right? And you see you get a little push down, but definitely not enough to make any home runs. So you don't really make any money on the orb. So that's fine. So let's say you lose on the opening range breakout. That's okay. But one thing to notice about where we're opening, you see how we're opening and it's very close to the previous day's high. Like it's very, very close, and it's very close to my trigger line. Because it's very, very close, you have to understand that anybody that shorted over here, anybody that shorted in these past few days, their stop loss is in danger of being run. And that's exactly what we have with Coca-Cola. We have a break above the previous day's high, and we flush straight through. And this is what we call a stop run. This right here is a stop run. Okay? So with Coca-Cola, the really only good play here is just taking the trigger play. There's no fib to take. There's nothing else to take. It's just straight up take the trigger and it's gone, right? But the trigger is not going to work for every single thing. So that's why you have to mix it up how you do it. You know, you're doing some triggers, you're doing some orbs, you're doing some fibs. That's how a professional trades. That's how we diversify our risk. Okay. And here we go. Srinu Gajala 199. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. And welcome to the team over here. I haven't seen you before, so welcome to the group. Okay. And sorry about the noise in the background there. I'm living in the Hard Rock right now, so there's people, like crazy people, always walking by my door making noise. So we'll let that pass. Okay, Tesla is actually a pick for tomorrow, so I'm gonna share my picks. These are my picks for tomorrow: Tesla, Marvel, Morgan Stanley, and X United Steel. And I already put the post up, and I put it to post at 9 because I just wanted to spend some time with you guys, and I don't want to post it while we're in the YouTube session. Okay, so what did I miss? Intel. Oh, Morgan Stanley. Here we go. Morgan Stanley is actually showing up twice. And Morgan Stanley is a very beautiful thing that I want to show you guys today. So let's look at this. Okay. So we know that yesterday we had an insult. So here's the bigger range. Okay. So here is the bigger range. Okay. Then we know on Monday we had an inside day. So you see how the whole range of Monday is inside of this range, right? So now let's draw the range of Monday. So the range of Monday goes from here to here. Okay. And then look at this. The range for Tuesday, which is today, is also within this range. Okay. And this right here is what we call a double inside bar pattern. And if you go to the daily chart, you can see it visually. Like you can see it here. See, 1, 2, 2 inside bars. But this is what it looks like on the 5 minute. Okay, this is what it looks like. All right, so that's what a double inside bar looks like and when you drill down. We have a donation here, super sticker from Chutron. Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate that. I think you're also new here to the group. So thank you so much for being here and supporting me. So I think we got enough money for coffee, so we're good to go tonight. All right. So let's discuss what happened today. So let me just get rid of these lines. So there's actually a lot of trading opportunities on Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley is one of the stocks that I've been swing trading for a long time. Let's go to the weekly chart. Let me just show you guys. Let me show you guys the swing trades. So the first time I entered Morgan Stanley was back here. You see this inside bar on the 1st of February. So this was the first time that I traded this. This was a part of my private swing room. So we took Morgan Stanley since here. So do you guys see how powerful the inside bars are? They work on all time frames. They're very good tools. So we took this one here and we've been swinging that one. We also took this one over here also. So these two. So both of them were winners. Okay, so let's go to 5 minute chart. So we open right here at 9:30. Here's the first bar. So if you take the opening range breakout, you get a good enough push to make some money. So that's enough push to give you 25% return on the options, definitely. Or at least if you're taking shares to get you a good amount of cash right there. So that's a winner for the orb, right? And that's why sometimes you have to be quick and you have to cover because it could turn around. So what I recommend is if you take the play, you hit 25%, start scaling out, put a stop loss to break even. So let's say you scale out here and you put a stop loss to break even, then you're still safe. Okay. And then what's next? So then we have this push, right? But where does this candle stop? Okay. Where did this candle stop? So let's draw the Fibonacci. We'll take the Fibonacci from the low of the previous day to the high of the previous day, and we're going to extend it out. Okay. And you guys already know what's going to happen by now. We come here, we feed the 618. We have the algorithm here. We pop. So this alone is good money right there. You just take that pop right there. You make enough on the day right there. But if you missed it, we even get another treat from the market where it comes back and retests and gives us a double bottom. Okay. So it comes back, retests, give us a double bottom. So we have a double bottom on the 618. You have the confirmation candle with the double hammer. You see those both are hammers. So this is just a freebie at that point. Okay. So very, very beautiful trades on Morgan Stanley. Okay. And then I'm going to teach you something. This is what we call the morning leg from my book, the morning leg. Let's draw the morning Fibonacci leg. The morning Fibonacci leg looks at the intraday action. So we can take it from the low to the high. So let's go here, take it from the low to the high. Okay. And then you see this, what we call an intraday 50% tag. These are the concepts that I've done so much analysis and studying over for 6 years. I can't even explain to you how much time it's taken me to learn these things. Okay. And I created them myself. I called them my own thing. This is what I call the morning leg. We have the push from low to high. Then we pull back right in the morning. We come to the halfway point of the day. This is the 50% retracement. And then from here, guess what happens? Okay. We run and guess where we trade to? Okay. I'm about to turn off this stream right now. Look at this. Look at this, exactly to the 272 extension, exactly what I've been telling you guys. Okay, so we hit the 50, we run to the 272. That is your cue. Okay, this is why you need to scale out at these targets. And then if you were there and you wanted to short, there it is, right there, 272. Like, it's actually just beautiful. It's actually like a work of art. Like, just look at this. The market moves in ways that are symmetrical, in ways that are based on nature, really. 50%, 618. Those are all, you know, the golden ratio is the 618. All right. So I hope I blew your mind right there, because my mind is blown, because even though I see these things all the times, when I see it work so well, my mind just gets blown. So hit me with a 1 if your mind is blown. Hit me with a 1 if your mind is blown, and then hit me with a 2 if you like the content that we're getting. All right, guys, let me tell you something, guys. What I am teaching you right here, a lot of people on Twitter don't know that. They don't, because they haven't put in the work that I have. They haven't. So each one of these, you see each one of these extensions, 0.169, 272, I did back testing on those. I went through hundreds of charts to figure out which ones that I want to use. And I'm sharing it with you guys today. Okay? So once you see what I have to see in the market, you will never see it the same way again. Period. And that's what I promised you guys today. I promised you guys today, when you come here and you learn my way, how I look at the market, you're never going to see it the same way again. And let's share the knowledge with everyone that you can. Okay? Share the knowledge, get it out there. And there's one more thing I want to talk about. It is one more thing that I want to talk about. So the common way of trading, okay? Let's get rid of the fibs. Get rid of everything. The common way that most people on Twitter and FinTwit, the common way that they trade is they use trend lines. Okay, so they'll do it like this. Okay, they'll do a trend line. Brandon Thomas with the 999. Thanks, brother. So that's gonna upgrade me from a tall to a grande, right? Thank you very much, brother. I'm actually hoping Starbucks starts moving soon, because I have some swing trades that I need to get in there. All right, so there we go. So here's a trend line. Here's a trend line. Okay. So let me tell you the problem with trend lines. So anytime I see people post stuff on Twitter, falling wedge, cup and handle, spoon and fork, all that stuff, it's too subjective. Okay? You can draw these lines from anywhere, and you can create whatever you want. Okay? You can. It's very simple. I could draw it like this. I could draw it like this. Okay? I could draw it like this, and say, yeah, it's false breakout, retest, blah, blah, blah. I could say all that. Okay? I could draw it like this. 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 I could zoom out and then do something like this. Okay? I do something like this. You've seen that everywhere. We've all seen that everywhere. But let me tell you what these people don't understand. They're just trying to draw the Fibonacci. That is what the Fibonacci is. The Fibonacci is a measurement. Okay? So instead of drawing all of this trend line stuff like this, and then this is what they're going to do. Oh, yeah, we broke the trend line right here. Yeah, this is the short entry. No, that's not the short entry. That's not. Let's use rules. Stop being subjective. Let's use the rule. Okay, this is the low of the day. Take the Fibonacci anchor from the low of the day. The morning leg completes within the first hour to 2 hours of the day, and then we start to pull back. So here is a 10:55, the top of the hour. So this happens over and over again. So we get to the top of the hour, and then we start pulling back. So now you have your leg. It's very clear. Okay, here's your low. This is the absolute low of the day. This is the absolute high of the day. Okay, pull it all the way across so that you can see everything clearly. We come to the 50%, which we expect, or the 618, one of these guys are going to get tagged if it's a good enough pullback. We tag it, and then we reverse at the 272 extension. We do not reverse at a trend line. The trend line is a result of the Fibonacci. Okay, the trend line is the result of the Fibonacci extension. So instead of you taking this trend line here and drawing it like this, and then saying this is the break of the trend line, this is when I buy puts. No, buy puts on the extension. You have a better risk to reward. Okay. And that's my only problem when it comes to trend lines and cup and handle and circle and spoon and fork, because it's too subjective. And what you see, somebody else is not going to see. Okay. And that's my rant. We got some donations coming in here. So we got right here, my brother, Anthony Evans, $4.99. Thank you very much, brother. Really, really appreciate that. So now we're upgrading. Now I can get like a croissant. And then we got another 99 cents right here from the Trade Paradox. So this is good. I might be able to get dinner tonight. All right. So the only reason, guys, I'm being harsh, harsh on the trend lines is because most of the traders that use them are hindsight traders. Okay. That's the only reason I'm being harsh, because most of them draw the trend line after the fact. They draw the trend line after it already did whatever, and then they connect the dots, and then they say, yeah. We take the break of the speed line, blah, 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 blah. But forget about that. The Fibonacci is the truth. And that's the best way I can put it. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I tried to do everything that everyone else was preaching on Twitter and all that. I was a new trader 6 years ago trying to learn. I drew trend lines. I drew Bollinger Bands. I did everything and nothing worked. Nothing worked. Okay? So I just want to share my experience. All right. Beast Mode again with another $1, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Let's open up the floor to questions right now. And let's open up the floor to questions. Let's take your questions and then let's wrap it up. Got another $1.99 here from the Trade Paradox. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I can't see the sticker for some reason. I don't know why. I can't see. Let me go on my phone. Hold on. Let me see if I can see it on my phone, because I don't see it on stream. I'm using StreamYard and I don't see it, but I really want to see these stickers. Okay, there we go. So I could see here. So we have work. Okay, let me see what other stickers came in today. Oh, we have the oh my god face. Good stuff. Thank you, guys. Next time, I'm going to have the phone open when we're doing this. Okay? All right. Yeah, bro. Honestly, I just realized that. You got to see the sticker. Honestly, I'm so new to this shit. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have the phone open now because I'm using StreamYard and it doesn't show me the sticker. It doesn't show me. Okay, so here we go. So let me start off with the questions. Thoughts on CLNE with inside bar of the day and double inside week and last week. Okay, let's see CLNE daily. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's definitely an opportunity right here. A nice little inside bar. Let's see what's going on in the weekly. Yeah. So the weekly we had another inside bar. So I think it's definitely coiling and getting ready to make a move. So whatever you do when you take your play, just have your stop loss ready in case it doesn't work out, right? Because those plays are powerful, and when they work really well. And when they don't work, it's a false breakout. So you have to be ready. If it doesn't work, you have to take your stop loss. Okay. What if the stock doesn't retrace and rips immediately? So if it doesn't retrace, then you have to move on to another stock. Very simple. If you don't get a setup that fits your requirements, you never chase. We never chase in trading. If you start chasing in trading, you're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot of money. So for me, if I miss a trade, I move on to the next stock. There's so many stocks. There's so many opportunities. So don't feel like you have to get every one. Just move on to the next one. Come back the next day. The market is always giving us opportunities. After the fib retracement, how do you know if it will break to the upside or downside? So, brother, watch my Fibonacci playlist on YouTube. Basically, the impulsive leg is the one that's showing you the direction of where you want to play. But there's also something called the opposing leg. So check out the videos. Can we look at swings on the daily? Sure. Which one do you want to look at? There we go. Still having trouble telling if it will go up or down. Watch the YouTube Fibonacci playlist. I have like a bunch of videos there to help you with that. Do I trade futures? Also, yes. How do you How do you determine stop loss price when doing options? So I talked about this yesterday. When you're doing options, whatever you put in, your risk is basically you're going to lose between 50 to 100% of what you put in is what you can lose. So when you're doing options, right? If you have a 10K account, you want to put maximum $200 in any option play. You don't want to put any more than that. So you have to when you're doing options, you have to think of it like full risk. Okay, that's the best way to do it. If you're going to use shares, then you just use the stop loss. Okay, and you use a stop loss that's based either on the low of the day, the previous day's low, or the Fibonacci setup. Can you look at SWBI? Okay, let's do that. SWBI. What a rip. That's a good rip right there. It's pretty crazy, actually. Yep. So this is what we call a multi-year breakout, basically, where you see all of this coiling right here. Okay, let me show you guys something. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something. All right. So we can draw this trend line like this. Something like this. Or let me ask you this. Would you rather this? Okay. Do you understand? Look at this. Do you see when I draw the fib? Do you see how it touches the 618? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times it touches the 618. 4 times it touches the 618. Then it explodes. So let me ask you a question right now. Do you want some random lines on your chart? Or do you want something like the fib? So hit me with a 1 if you want to use the fib. Hit me with a 2 if you're going to draw lines from who knows where it starts and who knows where it ends. You guys see that? Do you see this accuracy? Okay, I promise you, I'm not saying it's going to work all the time. I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to tell you is there is no need to draw lines that are subjective, that are different to every single person. Let's follow a process and a method. And the Fibonacci method, just look how beautiful, outstanding. And most traders do not know about this at all. All right, so let's go back to here in the earlier. Okay, yeah. So Andrew's question. So yeah, like this breakout is just phenomenal. And the way that I would look at this stock from here, SWBI, is as long as it stays above 2352, which is the initial break, as long as it stays above this, it just continues higher. That's it. So that's my philosophy with those breaks. It's very, very big candle, a lot of volume. So all you have to do there, if you have shares, you can move your stop loss to here and just close your eyes. Okay. In the earlier example, what sets up the fib long heading into the day? The previous range of the other day. Okay. Airbnb thoughts. Airbnb. So Airbnb, we talked about this one for a long time, right? We hit the 886 and on the weekly chart and we pushed up from there. So now we have an inside bar, right? But look at the inside bars previously. So some of them have been good pushes like this, and some of them have been just chopped. So that's the thing with Airbnb, it may or may not have a big move. So that's a 50-50 right there. So if you're going to take any shots, you play a 50-50 and you manage your risk. Brian says, what's your thoughts on taking profits at 25, set stop to break even, 50% set stop at 25? So what you want to do for stops is you want to make sure you're using the price action. You don't want to just use it based on a percentage number for the stop loss. You want to use the percentage number for your targets. So yeah, when you get to 25%, you're going to take a certain amount off. When you get to 50%, you take a certain amount off. Yes, that works for taking profits. But when you're moving your stop loss, if you move your stop loss too quickly, especially when you're trading options, you're going to get stopped out. So what you can do instead is use the candlesticks on the day and put your stop loss below that. And the way you can do that is something called conditional entries. So you can set your option to stop you out when the stock price actually triggers. Okay. Rich thoughts on GM. Yeah, so I like GM a lot, and I really like GM because GM has been on a nice bullish run. So here we go, nice inside bar setup. This should be on my list too, but I don't have enough room anymore on my list. Today was one of the days where there was probably 25 to 30 very good setups, and I just didn't have enough room on Twitter to put it because they limit my characters, right? but this is also a very, very good play right here. I love GM. I've swinged it multiple times and it's made me money. So the same approach, you go down to the 5-minute chart and then see what the opportunities are at the open. What are your thoughts on Shaq? So I don't see a setup here. I don't see anything. Like, I don't see inside bar, nothing. So with Shaq, this is actually some beautiful plays on the weekly chart. Look at this. We had an inside bar back on the 24th of May, giving you an entry around 85 bucks. This was the play you had to take when you're playing these names. So this is why I send you guys the newsletter every week, because I run those scans for you guys. Okay. So we have right here. The trend line is a result of the Fibonacci. Exactly. So thank you very much, brother, for that $5 donation. I'm trying to teach you guys stuff that people don't want to talk about. And I have to talk about it because the truth is the truth. So someone says they took Moderna 5-minute opening range breakout. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at this beautiful play on Moderna today. So Moderna, gap up. Okay, so this is not an inside day or anything like that. This is what we call a gap and go. So this is some of I also trade these kinds of setups on futures, especially. So we had a gap up 5-minute right there, opening range breakout, boom. So I'm guessing you got scared when it came over there. I'm guessing you got scared when it came back here and you stopped out. Your stop should be at the low of the day or should be below the previous day's, the previous day's close down here. You can't be scared when you're taking these trades because you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're going to have an inverted risk to reward. Okay? You're going to have an inverted risk to reward if you keep trading like that. If you're going to trade like that, you need to stop because you're going to lose more than you make and you're not going to make money. So trust the trade and trust the process or don't trade it at all. Okay? How do you set order to fill at 50 and 618? This is what we call conditional orders. You can set them up in your broker depending on which one you use. Very true with the trend line. Maybe 1,000 different lines, but only one fib. Exactly, brother. What broker do you use to trade options? Any advice to getting quick, accurate fills? So I use Interactive Brokers. For the quick fills, it is what it is. Depends on the stock. So sometimes that's why I tell you guys it might be better to trade shares because the shares, you don't have any spread that's huge like options. Sometimes if the option spread is too big, it's better to just take shares. Okay. But certain ones like Teslas and like SPY and stuff like that, the spread is pretty small, so you'll be okay. But you can use conditional orders and you can set a limit order so it fills you on what you want it to fill you. But, you have to be reading the price action during the day in order to execute that. Okay. Fib all day. Let's go. Inside bar is an indicator. All right. So since we're here on Moderna, I'm going to do a bonus show you guys something very, very, secret, something that not a lot of people know. Okay. But I need to see a lot of ones. Okay. Hit me with a lot of ones if you want me to show you this other tool. Okay. Hit me with the one. It's actually it's another Fibonacci. I want to teach you something else. Okay. So hit me with a big, I want to see just like a fireworks of one, and I'm going to show you something else. Okay. And we're going to do it on Moderna. And I didn't want to really talk about it because I don't want you guys to jump the gun and start doing things that are more advanced. So just promise me you're not going to jump the gun. Okay. So this is going to be high risk, obviously, but I'm going to teach you something. Okay. All right. So listen very closely. Everything that's happening in trading is fractal in nature. Okay. There's going to be Fibonacci on the higher time frame. There's going to be Fibonacci on the lower time frame. And then there's going to be Fibonacci in the micro time frame. There's Fibonacci within each candle. Okay? So, what you can do whenever you have a big body candle, okay, especially like this one right off the open, a big body candle, what you can do is you can take the fib of the candle. So we take it from the low to the high. Okay? So do you see how we come back to the 50 and the 618? You see how we come back here? You see how we come back here? Okay? So you can use the first candle or you can pull it up to the second candle because that's also the range. So this is the range of the first 10 minutes, low to high. And do you see how we exactly touch the 786? Exactly. Okay, this is advanced trading. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's very high risk. Take it from the low to the high. You come in at the 786 right there. You come in at the 786 with the limit and the 618. So you have a limit order here. You have a limit order here. Put it in there. Put your stop right here. This is extremely tight, but this is an advanced way of trading because you know if you are right, the sky's the limit. So that's an 11.4x play. So if you put in $1,000 risk right here, you're going to walk away with $11,430. Okay? This is the deep, deep, deep secrets of the Fibonacci. What is happening on the higher is also happening on the lower. All right? And I don't want you to go to this stage yet until you can master the other things, because this is happening so fast that if you make a mistake, you're going to lose a lot of money. Okay? So don't jump the gun, but I want to show you what I'm capable of. What I'm capable of, you can't even understand, because I've been in the heat of this fire for so long. You know, I sat down with pieces of paper just writing out these things that I see. Question: don't you have to first define the higher to catch the smaller fractal? Yes, that's why we use the low and the high of the first 10 minutes. Okay. All of these topics, guys, I go into detail in my book. I can't explain it to you in one session. It's just not possible. It's really insane. It actually is really insane. And the truth of the matter is this: all of the institutions and all of the big boys are trading this way that I'm teaching you, and they're not even doing it. There's a robot that does it. Okay? And they have millions, probably billions of dollars invested in artificial intelligence that can do this by themselves. And they don't even have to do nothing. They just set it and it does it all. It measures the range. It puts the limit orders on the fibs. It puts a stop loss. It does whatever it wants to do. So that is the truth about trading, is what you see as a pullback or whatever, or trend line, it's really a Fibonacci. And if it's not a Fibonacci on this time frame, you better guarantee it's a Fibonacci on another one. All right? So, you know, I shared a lot of things with you guys, and I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, if you put your mind to something and you work hard at it, you can become the highest level of that field, you know? So that's what I want you guys to do, and I want to share with you guys. And, you know, at this point in my career, in my life, I just want to share and help as much as I can. So Brent has a question about Visa. So Visa, we got into Visa on Monday, right? So we had the double inside bar on Visa back on Monday. So we got in. So if we go to the 5-minute chart, okay, let's price this together. So this was the entry on the 5-minute chart yesterday, which was this inside bar. Okay. So let's say we just took this inside bar, put a stop below the bar. Okay. So if we took that play and we kept swinging it into today, that's an 8x. So if you risk 1,000, that's $8,000. I want to see what the option price is. I actually got the bot. The bot that I'm building has entered in Visa, but the bot is not smart enough to do the fibs, the ones that I have, obviously, because I'm not sophisticated enough to program the bots like that. But the average price that my bot was able to get in was at $1.08, and today we closed at $2.03. So that's a double at least, right? And if you had gotten in down here, let's check what the option price was. Let's see. Okay, so let's go back here. I'm trying to find the one for Visa yesterday so that I can tell you what the best price was on that inside bar. Too many tweets. Here we go. So the best, so my bot got in at Visa at 108. The best price you could have gotten was 72 cents. Okay. So yeah, so basically 72 cents to what's the high today? 225. Okay. So that's what that went out to. So that's like what? That's 3x, right? So you could actually make more money with the shares on this particular play because it seems like the option was priced a little like high in premium. But if you took in the shares, you would have actually made more money. All right, so there we go. We got the ones. All right, so let's wrap it up right here. If you enjoyed the content, we're gonna use another number now. If you really like this, hit me with a 3 if you learned something new. Hit me with a 3 if you learned something new and you enjoyed the session tonight. I wanted to keep it to 30 minutes, but there's so many questions that we went on a little bit longer, which is okay. All right. So another beautiful night in the book. And if you guys want to learn more about the fibs, there is can you look at now? Okay, let's do that. Let's see what we got here. So I don't see any setups, right? Like I'm a trader that trades based on the setup. The last setup that I saw here on now was this inside bar that was back there. So this one was the last time there was a valid trade entry for me in terms of getting in. If I go to the weekly chart, right, I don't see anything that I would have taken. So I just trade, you know, my style. All right. Strategy describing Moderna is killer. Is that describing the book? Yeah, the morning leg, the afternoon leg, time frame alignment, all that stuff is described in my book in detail. And yeah, so if you want to support me and you want to get a copy of the book, I think it's a good deal. I'm doing the promotion still on my book. If you buy my book, you get 1 month free in the private swing trading room, right? And here's some examples from my book: table of contents, introduction, afternoon leg. And then here's some free videos that you guys can watch. All right. So that's it for me. Thank you so much. I hope I blew your mind and I hope you learned something new. And I just want you to come to the market every day with a positive attitude and understand that every day is a new opportunity to achieve your dreams. And if you put in the work and if you're disciplined and if you study and you have good risk management and portfolio sizing, you are going to be successful because it's just math after that. All right. That's it. I'm out. Tell your friends, tell your pets, tell everybody about Trading Wars. Have a good night.